यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणम्। नमयों विष्णुपादाय श्रीगौरप्रियमूर्तये श्रीमते भक्तिवल्लभतीर्थगोस्वामिनामिने। कृपया क्षमतामपराधिजनं कलुषायुतशक्तसुदीननरं। सुपथे परिचालय सर्वदिनं प्रणमामि च माधवदेवपदम्। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। So we are going through Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, chapter number 13. Brahmana Bharat is speaking to King Rahugana. He is explaining with an example how this material world is a place of miseries. We are entering in this material world, or we have entered into this material world in search of pleasure, and during this search, what troubles we are undergoing and what kind of distress or unhappy situations that we face in this material world are described with an example by the Brahmana Bharat. He is telling that this material world is very difficult to traverse, to cross over. Captivated by the three modes of material nature, which is the illusory potency of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, the living entities are constantly performing good, bad activities, good activities and bad activities, and a mixture of good and bad activities, with a desire to attain heavenly pleasures, dharma, artha, kama. For these three purposes, they are doing this to perform some piety, for economic development, and for sense gratification. With these purposes, the living entities are performing activities, some good, some bad, some mixture of both, and in this manner, they are searching for happiness in this material world, repeatedly entering here, but they are getting distress only in return. Example is given that a merchant has entered into a forest in search of treasure, in hunt of a treasure. He had entered into a forest, and what are the troubles that this merchant is going to face? This merchant is nothing but Jivatma, the living entity. This forest is nothing but this material world, and he is hunting for treasure, or he is searching for treasure that is nothing but the pleasures that we are looking for in this material world. So he says, a merchant in search of a treasure, when he enters into the forest, he comes across various animals. There are, in the first place, 6 plunderers. These 6 plunderers, they see that the living entity or the merchant is not aware of the right path to travel. Therefore, they tell, oh, you come in this way. This merchant who has entered into the forest does not know where the treasure is. So, these 6 plunderers, they are misdirecting him because they know that this person does not know the path, or he is lost in the jungle, in the forest. Therefore, they take him in the wrong direction and they plunder him with whatever he has already possessed also. He has come in search of treasure, but whatever he is having, that is also finished by these 6 plunderers. What are these 6 plunderers? The 5 sense organs and the mind. They are always trying to mislead a living entity, thinking that, oh, pleasure is here. Because his intelligence, the person who has not known the right path, means his intelligence is not stable. Vyavasayatmika buddhi ekeha kurunandan. In the Gita, the Lord is telling that a person who is devoted, his intelligence is very fixed, firm. Now that will not waver. A person who is devoted to Supreme Lord, it's firmly fixed there. But a person who is searching for pleasure but does not know the right path, and even though one is telling in Krishna Bhakti there is true pleasure, true happiness, because of having no devotion to Supreme Lord, his intelligence is not fixed there, so he is trying or searching for pleasures here and there. Now these 6 plunderers, means the mind and the 5 sense organs, they tell, no, you don't know the path, we will show you. In this manner, they mislead a living entity, and whatever energy, whatever money that has been accumulated, these sense organs, they will finish it off. The eyes, they want to enjoy beautiful sight. Tongue wants to enjoy beautiful food or delicious food. Ears wants to hear beautiful sound. The skin want to enjoy a beautiful touch. So for all these things, the sense organs are running, and all the money that one has is spent in sense enjoyment only. That which is to be offered in the service of Supreme Lord is being offered for sense enjoyment. So these 6 plunderers are there in this forest, and there are these tigresses. What these tigresses are doing? They are capturing the lambs. Lambs are very soft animals. So these jackals or these tigresses, they are capturing the lambs and devouring them. So what is this? They are compared, these jackals and these tigresses in this forest are compared to wife and children. They tell, oh, you are my husband. Oh, for a husband it is, you are my wife. and you know, you and oh, you are my father, oh, you are my mother. In this way, these are like jackals. They are eating away the rest of the life of the living entity. So one is the six sense organs are actually plundering, and then these jackals and the tigresses, they are also uh, deviating one's mind away from the true treasure hunt. Now a merchant has gone to hunt for treasure or search for treasure, and when the jackals and tigresses are attacking him, what will he do? Will he still search for the treasure, or will he save his life? What will he do? He will have to save his life. He has to find all the means, whatever he has to invest there to save himself from the tiger first. Then only he can go for treasure. But by the time he is devoured, finished. So, although the living entity is going in search for, happiness in this material world, these things are, attacking us. Krishna bhuli sei jeev anadi bahirmukh. Because of the forgetful of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, anadi bahirmukh, from time immemorial, one is bahirmukha, means he has become averse to Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. Ataiva maya tarade sansaradi dukh. Therefore, maya, this illusory potency, is giving sansara dukh, material troubles, material pains are being given to him by maya. He is thinking that, oh, it is very nice, there is very nice glitter in this maya. And living entity is getting attracted, thinking that, oh, I can get pleasure. Or if I go to forest, I can find some valuable stones, valuable, trees, right? If you get sandalwood tree, one sandalwood tree is enough. You can sell it and then you can live your life very comfortably. So, there is a lot of treasure in the forest. So, if I get treasure in the forest, then I will be very happy, thinking like this. Living entity is getting attracted to this material world, has come here, and ultimately he is being attacked by all these. Now, let us continue our forest journey. Okay. Prabhuta वीरतृण गुल्म गह्वरे कठोर दंशैर्मशकैर उपद्रुतः क्वचित् तु गंधर्वपुरं प्रपश्यति क्वचित् चाशुरयो उल्मुक ग्रहम. वने असंख्य तृण गुल्म ओ लतार द्वारा आच्छन्न गह्वर अर्थात काम्य कर्मादि द्वारा परिपूर्ण गृहाश्रमा छे. Now in this forest is also very densely packed, what you call groves, what are they called, thickets they're called, what do you call in the groves, the bushes, and all these densely packed forest. Trina means also the grass, very densely packed grass. All these things are nicely covering a beautiful gahvara. Gahvara means a cave that is covered with all these things. You think that if I enter into this, it will be very nice. Maybe treasure is there, because treasure is always kept in some secret place. It is covered with some, I think it's called thicklets or something like that. I'm not getting the right word. The groves, the bushes, and the thick grass, etc. That is covering this beautiful, cave. And now, when one enters into it in search of happiness, that is compared to family life. This family life is a cave. One thinks that, oh, there is a lot of happiness here. It is just like trying to search for happiness where it does not exist. Srimad Bhagavatam, in Prahlad Maharaj's instructions to the demoniac boys, He says a person thinks that he will be happy if he gets married. Alone I am not having, complete bliss. Therefore, let me get married. He entered into married life. Then, for some days, months, or years, he is happy. Then he thinks, let us have child. If children will be there, then we will become happy. Then they will have child. Now, for some years, they are very happy. Then they think we shall have a house, we shall have car, we shall have bangla, we shall have this, we shall have that. In this manner, the living entity is accumulating one thing after the other, one thing after the other, and in this manner he makes a very good web for himself. As many, things that you gather, so much of attachment will be there to each of these items. If anything happens to our furniture, we are hurt. If anything happens to a nicely built slab in the kitchen, we are hurt. If anything happens to the fridge in the house, we are hurt. If the cooler or the air conditioner is, malfunctioning, then we are hurt. If there is scratch on the door, then we are hurt. First we are accumulating, thinking that these are going to give us happiness. Yes, this will give me happiness. We are accumulating one after the other. But each and every item is going to give us happiness only for some time. But later, finally you will say, I'll take this scooter, so many persons, this is useless. This is only giving more trouble than what I am expecting. So just sell it off, I will buy a car. Scooter is always bad. He will buy a car. Then he will understand what are the headaches with the car. In this manner, the more we are accumulating, the more we are getting attached and more we are getting pains. A person who has nothing, he has very little to worry about. Only one thing. But if you have many things, you have many things to worry about. So this cave is a false trap for a living entity. Oh, maybe treasure is there. He will enter inside and now very difficult to come out. बणिगण तुल्य जीव तथाई मशकतुल्यो दुर्जनगणेर उपद्रवे अतिशय पीड़ित होइया थाक्या. And now once he enter into this cave with these covered with the bushes and thick grasses, etc. Now wherever there is a lot of grass, lot of bushes, etc., you will find mosquitoes. So these mosquitoes are constantly biting. So these mosquitoes, in the forest also there are so many mosquitoes. So these mosquitoes are compared to materialistic persons, other materialistic persons. They are constantly giving trouble. These mosquitoes are constantly biting. In a similar manner, the other, greedy persons in this material world, they are constantly giving trouble to the living entity who has entered into this forest and into this cave where he is trying to find enjoyment. कखनो वा गंधर्वपुर सदृश देह गेहादि अनित्य वस्तु के नित्य बोलिया दर्शन करें. And sometimes he lives in a world of fantasy. No world of fantasy, right? Oh, this body is going to give me happiness. Oh, if I have this possession, this is going to give me happiness. He is always fantasizing that if I get this, I will be happy. If I get this, I will be happy. And in this fantasy, he is getting more and more attached and addicted to all these things. Fantasy means that actually does not exist, but we take it to be existing. So actually happiness is not there in any of these things. How can a material object or a material person give us happiness? A person who himself is not happy, how can he give happiness to others? We think that if we are married, our wife is going to give us happiness or our husband is going to give us happiness. But he or she are themselves not in happiness. They themselves have trouble. So we have our own troubles, we are inviting others' troubles also in our life. Thinking that, oh, very nice, if I get married, he or she is going to give happiness to me. But actually, we are adding more troubles to our existing troubles. So, this is Gandharvapura Sadrisha Deha Gehadi Anitya Vastuke Nitya Boliya Darshan Kuren. And he thinks that that which is a fantasy, that which does not really exist, he thinks that, oh, in this house, or if I get married, if I have a house, then I'll be happy. If I have, if this beautiful body, then I'll be happy. If I have wife, I'll be happy. In this manner, he is living in an artificial world of, happiness, or creating himself, thinking himself to be getting happiness in this artificial world. Kotha hua maha begavan ulmukakaro पिशाच सदृश सुवर्ण के परम उपादेय वस्तु बोलिया निरीक्षण करते थाके. And sometimes is ulmuka means this from the sky they fall, right? What is it called? Comets? What is it called? Comet, is that right word? Comet is the right word, right? Yeah. So the comets, sometimes my English is not good. Comets, like they come very fast and they fall at a place and they, do a devastation. So sometimes these pishacha means the witches, the evil witches. Gold is compared to that. These comets, they fall and they completely destroy a living entity. Means thinking that, oh, this gold is going to give me happiness. Thinking like this, he is getting attached, and now whenever there is gold, then we have to have lockers, safe ways to store it, to keep it away from thieves, robbers and other persons. Therefore, we think that these are going to give us happiness: house, wife, paraphernalia, gold, ornaments. We are thinking that all these things are going to give us happiness, but all of these things are attacking us. So in this manner, the merchant who is in search of treasure is getting troubled by various things in the forest. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in his commentary says, Prabhuta Viruda Ityadi Bahulata Gulmadi Sadrisha काम्य कर्मादिर द्वारा परिपूर्ण गह्वरे गृहाश्रमे दंश दास नामक मक्षिका एवं मशकतुल्य दुर्जनेर द्वारा जीव उत्पीड़ित है. So in the caves that are covered with thick grass, bushes, etc., the living entity is entering into this, which is compared to the house, entering into this where he is constantly attacked by the mosquitoes. Mosquitoes means those other greedy persons, those who give trouble to others for their own pleasure. So a living entity thinking that he is going to get happiness, he enters into this cave, but he is only attacked by these mosquitoes or other materialistic people. Gandharvapuri न्याय अनित्य देहो गेहादि के प्रपश्यति प्रकृष्ट रूपे अर्थात सत्य यहाँ नित्यई यही रूप देखे. And he considers the dream land to be permanent, like this material body, the house, etc. He thinks these to be the permanent things and only they can give happiness. So he thinks like this and he gets attached. But this is a dream land, it's a fantasy world that it is not going to stay or last long. Kono kono sthale ashurayah अतिशय वेगशाली उल्मुकाकार पिशाचेरनाय स्वर्ण के परम उपादेय रूपे देखिया थाके. Sometimes he considers the witches, like the gold, to be very, very, pleasure giving to him. and therefore he tries to accumulate gold. But these are all going to be more and more trouble giving than pleasure giving. निवासतो य द्रविणात्म बुद्धि स्तुतस्तुतो ततस्ततो धावति भो भटव्याम क्वच्छी वात्योत्थित पांशु धूम्रा दिशो न जानाति रजस्वलाक्षः। हे राजन, गृह धन जन प्रभृति ते आत्मबुद्धि करिया सेई बणिक এই ভবাটবিতে ইতস্তুত ধাবমান হয়। My dear king, considering the house, wealth and other persons to be his own, means considering Atma Buddhi, that I am the body, that I am this house, that I am this other gold, etc., means having a false identification of all these things to be of his own self. Sei banik ei bhavatavite itastuta dhavaman. This merchant in the forest is running here and there, means some thinking that this body, he is the body, this house belongs to him, the wife belongs to him, the property belongs to him, this and that, he is running here and there. Now, just having the family possessions or worldly possessions will not give happiness. One has to put a lot of effort to get them, to maintain them also. It is not so easy. One thinks that, oh, once I have a house, I will be very happy. But a person who has a house, he knows how difficult it is. He has to give on rent, and he has to pay so many taxes, and so many. If it is a rented house, if any trouble is there, then he can call the owner. There is no water, there is no electricity, the tube light is gone, or this is bad, that is bad, the flooring has, now there are cracks on the floor, please repair it. But now you are in your own house, and whom will you call? You have to call yourself, you have to engage yourself in all those activities. Therefore, you think that once I have these things, I will be very happy. Now, as long as you don't have car, you just book Uber and then go. Very nice. No problem. Pay him money, no problem. But you have car, you have to have a driver, or you have to drive yourself, you have to put the fuel, you have to wait in the queues for the fuel. Isn't it? Not an easy thing. Means, what I want to tell is that whatever possession we have, we'll have to run after each and everything in order to keep it intact. So here, Bharat is telling to the king that by thinking that this is mine, this is mine, this is mine, in this manner the living entity is running here and there, just like a merchant is searching for happiness here and there in the forest. Kothau তাহার চক্ষু ধূলিকণে ব্যাপ্ত হওয়ায় সে চক্রবাতোত্থিত ধূলি জালে সমাচ্ছন্ন দিগমণ্ডল জানিতে পারেন না. And sometimes in the forest there is a whirlwind. When there is a whirlwind, all the dust will fly in the air. Now when the dust will fly in the air, the merchant who is in the forest, he is totally lost which direction to go. It's like, the entire dust is coming onto his eyes. He is totally lost on where to go, where to find pleasure, where to find shelter. So in this forest there is also this whirlwind. And what is it corresponding to the material living entity? Arthat Chakravata Rupa Stri Evang Taduttito পাংশুরাশি তুল্য কন্দর্প বেগে চিত্ত আক্রান্ত হইলে কামান্ধ ব্যক্তি কিচ্ছুই বুঝতে পারেন না. This whirlwind is compared to wife or a woman. Women means to have desire, lusty desire. This lusty desire is compared to the whirlwind. When a living entity is encircled by these whirlwind of lusty desires, completely overtaken or overpowered by lust, a living entity will completely lost track of what he is supposed to do. Because the lust is the principal cause of living entities' bondage in this material world. Yan maitunadi sukhamedi griham hitucham. Prahlad Maharaj is telling that whatever happiness we are trying to attain in this material world by lust, by trying to fulfill our lusty desires, is very, very insignificant. Although it is temporary, fleeting, insignificant, that is the principle that is, bonding each and every living entity in this material world. If anyone asks what is the greatest binding factor in this material world, that is lust. Because of that, for the temporary pleasure, man or a woman gets married, then children, then house, then other furniture in this world, and then so many things, one after another, one after another, one after another. So, being attacked by the whirlwind of lusty desires, a living entity loses track, and then he is totally lost, being blinded by lust. So, he has set forth into the forest in search of pleasure, but alas, he is attacked by all these things and totally lost track of what he is supposed to do, where he is supposed to go. Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes in the commentary, Nivasatoyo ityadi Nivasasthalo jal prabhritite atmabuddhihi eiguli amari eirupo buddhiyukta hoya. Now a living entity thinks that, oh, this wife belongs to me, this is my child, this is my house, this is my car. This feeling of myness is captivating the living entity furthermore in this material world. Actually, nothing belongs to us. Everything belongs to Supreme Lord. The moment we think that I am the possessor, I am the controller, I am the caretaker, immediately the living entity is lost in trying to maintain that and thinking that, oh, this is mine, therefore it is my responsibility. And in this manner, the living entity, instead of getting happiness, he is getting troubled in being connected to them also. If the wife is sick or if the husband is sick, automatically the other partner will also get unhappy. It is his or her body that is suffering. But why am I suffering? Because I am feeling that this person belongs to me. Similarly, anything happens to the house, this house is different from me. I am not the house, this house is different from me. But still, if anything happens to the house, I am troubled because I think that I am the possessor of this house. This house belongs to me. Therefore, the false identification of the living entity with these material things is the cause of his troubles or the miseries. ततस्तुतः से स्थाने धावमान होय उभय पक्षे समान अर्थ. And he is running here and there to this place, that place, to one time to take care of wife, sometimes to take care of children, sometimes to take care of house, sometimes to take care of car, sometimes something else. In this manner he is running hither and thither, here and there for, thinking that all these things belong to me. Therefore, sadhu, avadhuta, he does not have any possessions. The moment one has any possessions, the more possessions one has got, the more one is getting troubled. People think that we have this, we have this, we have this, we have this, then we will be happy. But if we have all of these things, then we will realize that we have actually invited all our troubles only inside our house. वात्या चक्रवात रूपा जे स्त्री ताहार द्वारा उत्थित पांशु राशिर न्याय कंदर्प वेगे आच्छन्न कराय दिशः कर्मेर साक्षीभूत दिग देवतागण के जानिते पारे ना रजस्वलाक्षः कामांध. So here he is telling that the Chakravata means the whirlwinds are like the what you call the lusty desires towards a woman are like the whirlwind. A whirlwind, one is trying to walk in a whirlwind, then he is lost in which direction he is proceeding and what obstructions are coming in front of him, he will not be able to see, and it will only give him more trouble. In a similar manner, the living entity who is attacked by the desires of lust towards a woman, he is going to lose his path in search of pleasure. Adrishya Jillishwana Karnashula Uluka Vag Vyatitantaratma Apunya Vrikshan Shrayate Kshudardito Marichitoyanyabhidavati Kvachit. कथाओ अदृश्य झिल्लीर कठोर शब्दे कर्णशूल उपस्थित হয়, अर्थात दुर्जनगणेर परोक्ष कटुवाक्य द्वारा ताहार कर्ण पीड़ित होते थाके. And in the forest there are also some kinds of insects or some kinds of bees. They are called jilli. Jilli means the cricket. You know the cricket? They are adrishya. You cannot see them. You cannot see those, small insects. But they make a very harsh sound. Have you heard a cricket sound? Sound of cricket? Very harsh sound they make. You cannot see them, but. So sometimes in this forest, these bees, they are making such harsh sounds that are very, very trouble to the ear. This is compared to the Durjanas, the bad people in this world who are speaking bad ill against us invisibly. Invisibly means they are not coming in front of us, but to someone he is telling, oh, that fellow is such a rascal, he is such a stupid, and he has done this to me, he has done this to me. They are not directly coming, but indirectly, not visible, they are talking ill about the living entity, means us. So this is very harsh, very difficult to hear. Oh, I heard that you are like this, is that correct? How good is it to hear that? Very, very difficult to digest and hear. So this adrish, in this forest, there are these bees that are making harsh sounds that are very difficult to hear. खोता हुआ पेचकगणेर कर्कश कंठे ताहार अंतरात्मा व्यतीत होते थाके, अर्थात दुर्वृत्तगणेर साक्षात कथितो अप्रिय भाषणे ताहार मर्म पीड़ा उपस्थित है. And sometimes there are owls. You can see the owls, but they also make a very bad voice. They are also not, it's not pleasing to the ears. These owls also make such a bad voice that is so much troubling to the ears. These owls are compared to our own persons who are speaking ill against us. There are also like such people, right? Our own wife or our own husband, our own children or our own friend, directly they are talking to you. Why did you do like this? I didn't expect this from you. I never thought you are such a stupid. So when these persons talk to us directly like this, then what will happen? It will directly go here. It's like an arrow that directly goes there to the heart and it pierces, so troublesome. So these other people who are directly through their harsh words speaking to us and in this manner giving great pain to the heart. You find such owls also in this material forest. আবার কখনো বা সেই বণিক ক্ষুধার্ত হইয়া আধর্ম বৃক্ষকে আশ্রয় করে, and sometimes now he is searching for a long time he is here going and here and there, but he does not find any proper what do you call pleasure yet. So during his hunt he is now feeling hungry. He is feeling hungry and now he is searching for a tree where he can get fruits, but the tree where he is sheltered beneath has no fruits, so he has nothing to eat. অর্থাৎ জীব ভিক্ষার জন্য আধার্মিক লোকদিগের সেবা করিয়া থাকে. This is compared to the living entity who is trying to serve foolish people for getting money. We are serving so many foolish people to get money, and in the end we are only cursing them. My boss does not give me money, he extracts a lot of work from me, but he does not pay enough salary to me. Why do you work at such a person? You leave such a person, but in greed of money, we are very hungry in search of pleasure. Now we have wife, we have children, we have a house. Who will pay EMI if I have no job? I have to work somewhere. Even if he is such a merciless fellow, he extracts a job of $1,000 and he gives only $500 to me, but still I have no rescue, I have no other place to take shelter of. Okay, rather than not paying EMIs, at least I will pay half of the EMIs. At least I will take care of my wife and children. So in search of the pleasure, the living entity is entering into the forest, and now when he is hungry, he is taking shelter of a trees where there are no fruits, or who are impious, adharmika. কখনো বা মরীচিকায় জলপান করিবার আশয় তৎপ্রতি ধাবিত হয়, and sometimes, okay, if I have no fruits to eat, let me have something to drink, at least water I will take and then I will fill my stomach. And then he says, oh, there is water, but it's a mirage, there is no water there. He is running after that, let me find some water. অর্থাৎ যাহারা দরিদ্রকে অন্নাদি দান করেন না, তাদৃশ কৃপণ ব্যক্তির নিকট ভিক্ষার্থ গমন করিয়া ক্লেশ মাত্রে প্রাপ্ত হয়, ভিক্ষা লাভ হয় না. Okay, whatever I get, in this beneath this tree, I am not getting anything. Let me beg something and collect some money. So those who are miserly, if we go to such persons to beg for money, what will we get? We get nothing. So these water bodies that appear to be, means illusory water bodies that appear to be having water, but they don't actually give water, fetch water. In a similar manner, the living entity being troubled to drink, to get little pleasure, at least he will go to, he will extend his arm at everyone who are merciless, who have no desire, who are miserly, who does not have any inclination to donate. So in this manner the living entity is getting troubled. So there are insects, there are owls, there are trees that does not yield fruits, there are some places where there is no water in the forest, and the living entity is running after all these things in search of pleasure. We will continue with the purport tomorrow. वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. A very sad story of the living entity, but very important to reflect on all these things. श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग गांधर्विका गिरिधारी श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन पंचतत्वात्मक श्री गौर हरि की जय. परमाराधितम पतित पावन स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति वल्लभ तीर्थ गोस्वामी श्री गुरु महाराज की जय. नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद् भक्तिदयित माधव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय. जगत गुरु श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की जय. श्री श्री रूपानुग गुरु वर्ग की जय. श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ, श्री जीव गोपाल भट्ट दास रघुनाथ, षड गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि श्री गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण की जय। जय श्री कृष्ण द्वैपायन वेदव्यास महामुनि की जय। जय श्री श्री जड़ भरत की जय। श्री रघुगण राजा की जय। समागत भागवत श्रवणकारी भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री हरिनाम प्रभु की जय। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे।